Hey everybody, welcome back to One Mic, and today I'm here to talk about Season 3, Episode 2 of Apple TV's Foundation, entitled Shadows in the Math. And listen, this episode, it was solid. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. It was solid. This was very much a let's move the pieces into place and set up the board kind of episode, after Episode 1 was like, here's what's been going on the last 150 years. And I've enjoyed both of these setup episodes. This season's off to a much better start than last season. And what they're setting up is shaping up to be really good. But I expect things to pick up soon, if not instantly next week. But before we get to next week, let's talk about Episode 2 first. Let's break it down. So the episode kicks off with Gale waking up from stasis, but plot twist, it's only been a year. We flash back 151 years and find out that Gale and Harry successfully started the second foundation on Ignis. Apparently they wake up a few weeks a year. Harry he teaches psychotherapy, and Gale teaches the Mentalics how to weaponize their powers against the Mule. And they've expanded, they've got spies across the galaxy. It's a whole thing. And apparently they are behind schedule preparing for the crisis. So Harry volunteers to stay awake for a year while Gale gets her routine sleep. Harry's like, I got this. Don't even worry about it. You go ahead, go to sleep. I'll take care of this shit. And even in that moment, I'm like, do I really trust Harry to not do some fuck shit while she's asleep? Well, spoiler alert, I was right. He didn't wake her up after a year. She slept for like 148 years or some shit. And Harry was doing God knows what while she was asleep. Well, I'm sure we'll find out as the season progresses. But he's aged into an old man now. And look, let's talk about that old man makeup, because that shit was tragic. Like it was distractingly bad. Like somebody... Like if you ever watch like Jackass, like when Johnny Knoxville would dress up like as an old man, that was like not the best. It was way better than this. Like this was shockingly bad. Like, you think this is ready to air on Apple TV Plus today? Levels of bad. Like it was rough. And we also meet the ironically titled first speaker, whose name is Preem Palvor and does not speak. He signs everything. And honestly, though, all jokes aside, I'm kind of wondering if he is able to talk. It's just like a ritualistic thing. Like he's a new first speaker, so he has to spend the first however long not talking. So he's choosing not to speak. I don't know, but that could be like a nice little world building piece that they could add in as the season progresses. So anyway, Gale wakes up. She learns that she's been asleep the 148 years or whatever. And Harry, he leaves. He completely fucks off. He lies to her saying he'll see her the next morning. She wakes up. He's gone. And we learned early in the episode that Harry had built statues of everyone they've lost, like Raish, like Salvor, everybody, right? And so Gale's like, I want to build one to memorialize Harry. And my man, Preem Palvor, tells her that he's like, yo, he's already got one. And sure enough, Harry's already built a statue honoring himself. Truly, truly narcissistic. Hey everybody, I just want to take a small break from this review to talk about the various other ways you can engage with me on other platforms. If you're so inclined, and I understand why you wouldn't, I am an acquired taste, but you can join the Patreon where you can get extra content like retro reviews, where I review old shows and movies to see if they still hold up today, Mike's Musings, where I talk about shows I'm watching that I don't cover on the channel, or Mike's VOD, where you can commission me to watch a show, which I will then review on the channel. And if you want to engage with me and chat with me more directly, I also implore you to join the Discord and follow the Facebook page. I set up channels in the Discord for all of us to discuss the shows I'm reviewing on the channel, and I also drop new videos in there, so this is the easiest platform for me to share to from my phone. The Facebook can be really fun because I sort of live comment on shows I'm watching, often while under the influence, I'm not going to lie. And I'll also share news there, both about television and film, and about myself as well. So if you like my content, you want to be more engaged, you think I'm charming, or you simply want to show support, feel free to sign up for the Patreon or join the Discord or Facebook today. Links to all platforms are in every video description. Remember to share all my shit to your respective social media platforms. And now back to this review. But we finally get back to the present day timeline where episode 1 ended. Gale says, the mule is here out of time, just like episode 1 ended. And again, Preem Palvor tells her that when the mule took Calgon, the Prime Radiant started acting up. And he shows her what appears to be the same glitch or light pattern or whatever it was that Demerzel showed to Empire, which indicated to Demerzel that, the end of times or whatever they're preparing for. So basically, the first 15 minutes or so of this episode was just to do the same thing that episode 1 did, catch us up on what happened over the last 150 years. But in this case, it was for Gale and Harry, and episode 1 was for everyone else. Side note, Harry could come back again, because he wasn't dead when he left, so, he's really old looking. He could come back again. He can go into stasis a whole bunch of times. They can keep him old for a while, but, and we can see him in flashbacks too. All that's fine. But if they do choose to kill him, that motherfucker needs to stay dead. Don't bring this fucking guy back again. I hate that shit. Death needs to mean something at virtually everything, especially on a show that takes century-long time jumps. Death needs to mean something. Do not keep bringing this fucking guy back. But moving on. We shift to Trantor, where Day is doing one of my favorite things to do, getting high. He's vibing, he's gambling. He's got his little concubine. He's living it up. Best life before the apocalypse hits, because he thinks it's unavoidable. There's nothing they can do to stop it. And I can't really blame him. If you had a galaxy-wide empire and it's crumbling, you might as well be fucking fried while it does. But at the same time, the idea of I'm dreading the future, so I'm living it up now to numb the pain. Very, very tropey. Very tropey. They could have done a little bit better than that. But this whole Day stuff is not entirely lighthearted. They lay it on thick that he's pretty much a fucking bum. But they also sprinkle in maybe he actually kind of gives a little bit of a damn energy. They sprinkle it in just a smidge. But I'm not doing too much with Day so far this season. But I almost feel like they're lulling us to sleep for him to get really involved later, because Lee Pace has been a big part of this show. I can't believe that they're just gonna have him walking around being like a fucking hippie comedy piece throughout the entire season. So moving on to Dusk, he's been continuing to struggle with his impending ascension, trying to use the upcoming crisis as a way of delaying his ascension. You need my help. Why don't you just keep me around? He tries to sell Demerzel on this idea, and she says it's out of her hands. So he goes to Day, making the same play, asking to have his timer extended. He's on this 10-day countdown now. And Day shoots him down as well, while casually slicing his arm open to prove that they're ragdolls. But Dusk then makes a much smarter and more calculating play with Dawn, who, mind you, is again about to become Emperor in 10 days, probably in the next episode. Dusk has apparently acquired some sort of black hole weapon that swallows up entire planets. And yeah, let's see. If you're like me, you thought the same thing. Dusk has a fucking Death Star? And the scientist who made it says that the planets aren't gone, but remain forever changed. All right, Thanos. I don't even. He blows up the fucking planets. It's a fucking Death Star. And then my favorite moment of the episode, after this guy presents this Death Star to Dusk, Dusk is like, "You have pleased me." And I bust out laughing because what that was an outstanding delivery by him, but it works well because we know that he's been angling to stay alive longer. So we can also then deduce his happiness in that moment is because he sees that weapon as a means of being able to do so. And another cold line in there too. He's like, the scientist, whoever is like, people will know, I put death in your hands. That's a sick fucking line, man. But the weapon is a gift for Dawn once he essentially becomes the new Day, and it's only to be used in extreme circumstances. But extreme circumstances are right in the Prime Radiant. They're on Nye. So it's time for some extreme circumstances. There's also another funny part where Dawn's like, I want to be prepared for whatever the mule is up to. And then I swear to God, the camera pans over to Dusk and he looks at the fucking camera and winks and is like, oh, you'll be prepared. It wasn't like that, but I swear to God, man, Dusk had me crying in this episode. He's like, oh, you'll be prepared. But anyway, that was the funniest part of the episode to me, one of my favorite parts. But I want to move on to now my least favorite part of this episode, which was the scene with the mule. They just do the same bit from episode 1. Last week it was the Archduke. This week it was the Archduke's daughter. Same scene, different target, gun to the head. Look at what I can do. Rinse and repeat. I don't need that anymore. I get it. The mule's powerful. We've seen enough examples. He's been talked about enough. Let's fucking do something. I'm already over the examples. I know what he could do. Show me him using his abilities to accomplish something, like moving toward a goal. Don't just give me more examples of his fucking parlor tricks. Like, I better not get another goddamn magic show next week. He needs to fucking do something. Later, we're introduced to Torrin Mallow. He's a descendant of Hober Mallow. Hober's descendants went on to form the Traitors, with the D, who are traitors. And Torrin, but he doesn't want any part of this. Like, it's his descendants, but, well, not his descendants, but he's one of the descendants. But he doesn't want anything to do with, all of this controversy. He just wants the tan. And I love how we first meet Torrin. He's got what appears to be a fucking Millennium Falcon parked in front of his house. Like, I sat in my seat like the DiCaprio meme. Like, this motherfucker got a Millennium Falcon? So if you keep a score now, that's 2 Star Wars references for this episode. But Pritchard, who we met last week, he pulls up on Torrin and his new wife because they've apparently been invited to a party that the mule is throwing, and Pritchard essentially wants to send them in there as spies for him. Which, side note, the mule, he doesn't strike me. I'm not even going to say he doesn't strike me as the party type. He does strike me as the party type. He does not strike me as a party host. But anyway, I want to wrap up by talking about that final scene, because what the fuck? Like, that was a pretty shocking moment to me. Like, so we see Dawn get this FaceTime call, and it's Gale of all people, and she's like, "Time to make yourself useful, Empire." What? Like, is Dawn working with the Foundation now? Like, that would, if so, that would shift the power balance so far in Foundation's direction that I don't even think about what they can accomplish. I immediately go, what's this going to look like when the pendulum swings back in Empire's favor, which we know is going to happen at some point. How was that relationship even for her? She was asleep for 148 years. But regardless, I'm really curious to see how that came to be. What's going on? Like, any information you can give me on Dawn and Gale having a FaceTime call, I'm ready for it. Give it to me. I want to see it next week. So, like I said, overall, episode 2, it felt more like a bridge than like a banger of an episode. We got a lot of exposition, some setup, a really great twist in the episode, but not a lot that actually happened, with like present day moving toward this crisis. These 2 episodes have very much been like, wait till you see what we got coming. And I mean, and it's working though. I'm intrigued. I'm ready to see where it goes. But that's all I got for this one, you guys. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments. Was I too harsh? Was I not harsh enough? Was it like the porridge and just right? What's your theories on Dawn and Gale linking up? And I only want theories. You people who've read the books, don't be like, I think. Like, try to earn points on the internet. Like, if you don't know what happens, what are your theories? But hit that like button, subscribe, check out all my other Foundation content. I've covered like this every episode of Foundation. So check that out. You'll see it right here in the I don't know which side it's gonna be on. But I had a little video links at the end. Hit the like button, like I said, subscribe. And I'll see you guys next week for episode 3. Till then, peace.